On today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, here's a question for you. Why do you want to work here? You know, we get people that tag us all the time here at recruiting and consulting firm Riderflex, and they'll say, I want to work for Riderflex. I want to be part of the Riderflex team. Okay. We get them on the phone, and one of the questions we always ask is, why us? Why do you want to work for our brand? Why this team? Often, the candidates really can't answer the question. They haven't thought about it. Most of the time, they tie it to something like, well, you know, the job spec matches my experiences and skill set. Okay, that's a pretty standard answer. Or they'll say, well, I was laid off from my last job, so I need a job. Okay, let's put those two aside for a second, right? Let's just, your skill set matches the job description and you need a job. Okay, let's set those over here. Beyond that, why? Why this particular brand? Why this particular team? Why this industry, right? When you're in a job interview or you're preparing for a job interview, think about how you're going to deliver that communication to the person interviewing you. Think about how you're going to convince them that you are truly passionate about that particular company, that particular team, or maybe even that particular leader, depending on who you're interviewing with. Maybe their company culture matches your style from what you can tell. So you can talk about that. Hey, I think my personality and style matches your personality and style. You know, maybe it's because you're in love with that particular product, right? Maybe it's a dog food company and your dog loves that dog food and you've been using it for years or whatever, but talk about the real reasons why you want to work for that brand and that team, right? What's the emotional tie-in for you? And think about that when you're preparing for your interview, and it will give you a much better chance of landing the job. The Riderflex podcast features entrepreneurs, business executives, and the stories behind how they got there, as well as daily tips on career advice and job interviews. Our show can be heard just about anywhere these days, but you can visit riderflex.com and click on the podcast page to hear all the previous episodes and learn more about the recruiting and consulting services we provide. Contact us at the email address info@riderflex.com or 888-964-5876. Thanks so much for listening, and if you enjoy our show, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes.